All right, awesome. So this training today is all about customer attrition, customer retention, and really honestly, I'm going to give you guys 7 tips today to go from taking one customer and turning it into hundreds as a network. That's one of the cool things about network marketing is it's all about building a network. And some of my biggest builders on my team, I didn't even know before I started with Lavelle. So yes, Beth Grave and I were friends, and she was one of my very first promoters who took off and ran with this business in my first 200K. But then we had Amber. I would have never met Amber if it wasn't for Lavelle. I actually met her through Elise. And then we have Kelly. I would have never met Kelly, who Amber brought into this business and who's one of our big builders if Amber hadn't brought her in. And so, it's not just about who you know in network marketing, it's about who they know, right? That's the cool thing about network marketing, but it really starts with having your customers fall in love. So if you run this business with more of the mindset of I get business builders, that's totally fine. And if you run this business as like, I want everybody to become a customer first and then become a business builder, that's fine too. But whichever way you're doing it, you want to make sure you have good customer service for multiple reasons. One, our customers are who help build our business. Thanks, Tony. The second is our customers are who help us to earn trips, to earn the car bonus, to earn all these things because our customers help. Hopefully, we're helping them thrive for free and they become our customers, which count for us. And then also, last but not least, it's who they introduce us to that could become our very next person that runs with the business. So you want to make sure you're always having amazing customer service. All right. So I have lots of notes for today, and I'm going to try to keep this in a 20-minute time frame. So I'm going to be speaking a little bit fast. Most of you guys are used to that anyways. I'm just warning you ahead of time. So we are in customer service. Once you have decided to join Lavelle and sell their products, you are part of the customer service team, right? So our job is to thank them. If they have an issue, we try to handle it first before we take them to support. We don't say things to our customers like, go ask support that. We try to find the answers for them first. And then if we can't, and it's a issue that they have to deal with customer service, then we push them on to support. But we try to take ownership over that first. We love on them. And if you want to take 2 customers and have 6 or 7 customers, or take 2 customers and end up having 15 customers, that will happen because they know that if they need anything, they can come to you. So here are my 7 tips of how I've been doing this for the last, honestly, 11 years. Because even before I joined Lavelle, I was with Stella and Dot, which is a jewelry company, and customer service was something that was always at the utmost importance to me. Okay. So first is handwritten notes. Hello, we have Thanksgiving a week from now. And by the way, I just got my Thanksgiving cards out today. Or yeah, they're going out today. They're literally sitting here, which I forgot to put out to the mailman. So they actually might not go out now till Monday because I might miss it. But it doesn't matter if they're late, okay? But they're unique and they're different than Christmas or holiday cards. But maybe you're like, I don't like things to be late, Blair. I'm not going to do a Thanksgiving card. And instead, you send them like one of your family Christmas cards, right? Or holiday cards. Something where you're reaching out to them with a handwritten note as this year is coming to a close and thanking them for supporting your business. Literally not asking them for anything. Okay. You are just reaching out to thank them. Say something like this inside of your card. Thank you for supporting my business. That is a subconscious trigger that is brilliant. Why is it important to say thank you for supporting my business? Because a lot of times when people are purchasing from you, the first time they purchase, they kind of know they're helping you out, but then they're on Autoship. And so they kind of forget that it's really honestly helping you out. And in this time right now, I hope that you guys are doing the same thing as me, which is pushing lots of small businesses and shopping local and all those kind of things and helping out small business owners. It reminds them that you're a small business owner and they are supporting you right now, right? Maybe throw in a fun DFT in there because that doesn't change the price of your stamp, right? Maybe you are going to give them one of the breast cancer DFTs that you bought when we did BOGO. Maybe you're like me and you saved your holiday DFT from last year because we know DFTs are good for at least a year from manufacturing date. And so I am sending out all of mine inside of their Thanksgiving card, 3 of our holiday DFTs from last year. I don't know if they're going to do it this year or not. So I always save a pack from the year before so that I can send them out. Just like breast cancer. Like I didn't know if they were going to do breast cancer again this year, but I still had breast cancer from last year. I always save one of those extra packs just in case. So tip number 1, handwritten note. I personally say you should always write them a thank you note the first time they purchase with you. And then once every quarter, try to get something out in the mail to them. What about if you threw in thirst right now? What a great thing for during the holiday season when you're drinking a little bit more than usual, things like that. Also, another quick tip about thirst, guys, is when you live somewhere where it's cold, people don't always equate the fact that they actually get more dehydrated in the winter than they even do in the summer. And that's because your body isn't producing sweat in the same way when you're cold. And a lot of times you don't feel as thirsty because when you're hot, you feel thirsty. And so people actually have a higher chance of becoming dehydrated in the winter than they even do in the summer. So, again, great thing to send in that envelope. Second tip is customer group. Are you utilizing our customer groups, guys? And are you taking care of them? Are you hangling? Are you hanging out in there and mingling in the customer group with your prospects and nurturing them in there? If you have never created a list of everybody who's in your customer group that you brought in and everybody who's in the Wi-Fi Wealth potential promoter group, if you've never done that, I am going to say right now, write it down. You are going to do this within the next 24 hours. Commit yourself to it because it's important that you know who's in there. For example, we have coming up right now, it's the end of November. For December, we have 12 days of giving inside the customer groups. That is 12 days of us just literally asking a question. All they have to do is post the answer and they're entered to win a gift. And these gifts are, yes, some of them are Thrive products and some aren't. Some are like Amazon gift cards. It's amazing. So this is a great way for you to add new people into the customer group, love on them, nurture them, get new people, but also nurture and get with the people who are already currently in there. But you're not going to be able to do that if you don't have a list. Make sure that you are in there and that you're providing value too. Yes, as your leaders, we have put all the content in there for the whole month at a time, but it doesn't mean that you can't post things. Like the other day, Becky Heaton had a really great question that she put inside the United We Thrive. And I messaged her and said, girl, that's a great question to ask inside the customer group. Ask that question in the customer group, right? Or if you were able to do something that normally is not normal for you, like, wow, I put up my Christmas tree and did all the decorations in an hour thanks to the Thrive experience. Put that in the customer group. It's important for your customers to see you in there providing information as well as the leaders, okay? Make sure also that inside the customer group, you're pointing them in the right direction of the things that are important for them, okay? So tagging them underneath some of the getting started things that we have in there or things about the product, all right? The next one, step number 3, follow up and check in on them. Like for real, be real and check up on your customers. But I'm not talking about becoming Spamela Pamela. Don't always reach out to them and only talk business. Okay. Be real. So keep a running list. What do I mean by that? Well, I personally use Trello now for my customer funnel. And so I move people throughout there, but you could use a spiral notebook, whatever you want to use, but you need to write down like when's the last time you reached out to them and what did you talk about, right? I also print out my customer list once a quarter, which mine is like, I think I have 400 free accounts, you guys, over the last 6 years. So I have a ton, right? But I will literally print out my customer list and at the top before I print it out, you can go to last ordered. So I'll just keep going through that over 3 months and make sure I reach out to people. And I even reach out to my non-ordering customers anymore. Why? Because I'm just checking in on their life, checking in on how they're doing. When they're ready to order again or they're curious about a new product, they're going to come to me because I've been touching base with them, right? So, for example, 1 month might be all about reaching out to my customers and not talking about the product at all, just personal. And if you make this in an organized fashion, guys, it's so easy. So let me give you an example. Here we go with our last quarter of the year, right? That's October, November, December. And so if you're doing it for 3 months, I try to keep it very organized for myself. In October, I actually sent a gift to all of my customers. November should have been just me reaching out personally, but I wanted to send a Thanksgiving card. So I sent them something else. Then in December, it'll just be a personal reach out. It won't be about the product at all. It'll just be like, hey, what are you guys doing for the holidays? I loved your picture of your Christmas tree, something like that. So I'm just getting personal and I'm checking in with them. Right? I'll give you guys an example of what I mean by this and why it's so important. If you have a friend that owns a gym, like I have a friend who owns a spin studio, okay? And every time I'm around her, she doesn't talk about her spin studio. Actually, when we're together, she doesn't want people to run from her. And so she's even said to me before, I hate it when they think that the only thing they can talk about when they come up to me is my spin studio. it gets annoying for her because she's like, that's not who I am. It's not the only thing about me. Yeah, I own a spin studio, but you don't have to come up to me and say, oh, so sorry, I haven't been there in 2 months, but this is why. She doesn't care. She wants to be your friend. And so be that person for everybody else. Like, you don't want them to feel like they can only talk to you about Thrive and Lavelle. You want to have a personal relationship with them. Okay. Tip number 4. Do you know who your Autoship customers are? Some of you are like, duh, of course I do, Blair. Or maybe you only have 2 or 3, so it's not that hard to keep up with. But some of you are going to get to auto elite status. Some of you already are, where you have to have like 15 customers or really more than that to make sure they're constantly on Autoship, right? So you need to have these written down. You need to print out either the Future Thrive checklist, and you can get that at wethrivevault.com. So you guys can go to wethrivevault.com. That's something that our upline leader Elise created for us. It has tons of free resources inside of there. You can go in there and click on checklists and print out the Future Thriver checklist. It's an easy one to use. That's basically how I created my Trello board. So instead of using a piece of paper, I use the Trello board and I move card along each path. But if you want a paper version of it, it is for you for free on wethrivevault.com. Click on the checklist to find it. And then I have a whole list of people that are the 5th, the 15th, and the 25th. And now we have new auto ship dates, but none of my people have changed their dates yet. But you got to make sure you have like 5 of them now, right? And you need to know when everybody's auto ship is. You want to have their addresses so that if you do want to ever send them a card or information, you have that. You should be asking the first time they order with you. And I also know what they're loving about with Thrive. So I keep that information there too, so that if they aren't thriving for free, or I need to reference what they love about the Thrive experience, or ask them for an interview or something like that, I know what they're loving about Thrive and what their goals are. Like Amber said in the last training, you want to know what their goals are and have that written down. Okay. Number 5, explain the referral program. All right. We have people on our team who don't even understand the referral program. You guys, it's for customers and promoters. You refer 2 that order on Autoship in the same month, they get credits the following month. It's the average of the 2 highest Autoship orders that are your personal customers. And remember, that also counts for your customers. No, it doesn't. Your own 2 personal customers, but then all of your customers can do the exact same thing, and so can your promoters. You need to make sure you understand that, and you can get a maximum of up to $400 in credits. So it takes your 2 highest orders, which is so nice of Lavelle to do. But you've got to make sure that you understand it. And then you've got to make sure your customers understand it as well as your promoters. I always remind them of what they're loving because remember, I have it written down, and I encourage them to share and not be afraid to do that. So I would say something like, Ashley, you just told me that you're sleeping better. You've lost 10 pounds in 3 months, and you have energy that you didn't even know you could have again. You're aging backwards. That's so exciting. Can you think of 3 or 4 people who would love to feel exactly the same way through the holiday season? Great. I would love for you to put them on a message thread with me. I'm going to offer them something amazing. Maybe you're going to offer a sample. Maybe you're going to offer a discount. And I say, and all I need you to do is follow these step-by-step directions. I literally give her the wording of what to say. I give her how to get on there really quick on that message thread and do a voice message that says, hey guys, you might not know this, but I've been sleeping amazing lately. I've lost 10 pounds in 3 months. I've had all day energy. I can't believe that I'm aging backwards. And that's all because I started this product called the Thrive Experience. My friend Blair said that she has samples for 3 people, and you are the 4 people that I thought of right away. Let her know if you're interested. Then I pop on, share a little bit about my story. Whoever says they're interested, I go to private message with them, and I ask them what they would love to see happen on the Thrive Experience for them. And then I offer them the sample. But if they say something like they want to lose weight or they want to get rid of discomfort, I say, well, you're not really going to get that in 3 days. How about I give you this $30 that it's going to cost me to send you a sample and put it towards your first order instead. Let's get you a full month of feeling amazing. Okay, that's how I explain the referral program and help my customers to thrive for free. There's a video on this on our page. And if you ever on our United We Thrive Facebook group, but if you ever need help with this and you want that video from me and the wording, feel free to reach out to me as well. And then number 6 tip is ask them to do a post for you. Since you've been having such great results, Ashley, would you be comfortable sharing your results? If it could help you, if I could help you come up with that post and help you, answer the questions and messages that people put in the comments, this will not only help you thrive for free, but we can help a lot more people to learn about how this product could help them. Right. And so a lot of times people won't do posts for you because they just don't know how, or they don't know what to post, or they don't even know that that's something that you would want. So you have to ask for that, right? And you know exactly what will help. And so you offer them how to do the post. You want to know when they're going to do the post. You want to make sure that they do the post, that you are ready and prepared so that you can comment underneath with people's questions and messages and say things like, hey, Melissa, we'll private message you some info, right? You don't want to give them the information there on the post. You want to give them the information by private message with each of her friends that ask a question or commenting at all, right? What about if that person allowed you to actually, oh, number 3 was our referral program, Beth. It was the referral program, making sure you understand how to help your customers to do that as well. So what if you asked your customer if you could, like we were talking about in our last training, take a screenshot of them after they sent you a message about what they're loving about the product? That would be another really great post. Or asking your customer if you could actually interview them. Wouldn't that be even better? More eyes are on you when you go live. So making sure that you ask them for the post, for the message, for the live, whatever it is, not only does it help them to thrive for free, but it's helping you show other people that real people are using your product with real results, right? What if you started a weekly thing where you went through your customer list and asked each one if you could interview them? And over the next 6 weeks, I don't even think we have 6 weeks left of the year, maybe 5 weeks. Over the next 5 weeks, you interviewed one person a week from your customer list. Not only would it make that customer feel special, probably help them to thrive for free, but it'll also get more eyes on you. I promise, the more time you do lives, the more eyes are on you. All right, tip number 7 for great customer service is ask them about becoming a promoter. Ask them if they are open. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? Have you ever thought about sharing this with people and getting paid and getting your free product? Would you be open to hearing more about how you could thrive for free, but also make cash for each person that you refer? And talking to them about this, because if they see other people are joining your team and you've never asked them, how do you think that makes your customer feel? Put it into that perspective, because a lot of times we're so afraid to ask people if they're open to hearing more about the business. We're so afraid that we're going to lose that customer, or they're going to think that we're always trying to recruit everybody. But the reality is they actually feel hurt and upset when they are not asked. I've had a few of my clients over the years that are like, well, what's this business thing? I mean, you didn't ask me, so I thought maybe that wasn't open to me. And it made me realize very quickly that that was, number 1, my mistake. Number 2, it made them feel bad. They saw other people that I was talking to about the business and not talking to them about it, or other people joining my team and hitting bonuses. And like, why was I not telling them? Did I not think they were good enough? Did I not think that they were capable? That's what happens, guys, right? We all know, we all have insecurities, and that happens. So instead of being afraid to talk to your customers about the business, what if instead you changed your perspective to, I have to make sure I offer this to every single customer so that they don't ever think that I don't believe in them. And instead, you offer it. You just ask, hey, I see you're loving the product, and I know you could help a ton more people by doing what I do. Are you open to hearing more about this business opportunity? Okay. Make it about them and not about you. Don't let your fear stop you from reaching out. The number one reason why people don't reach out to their customers is they're scared they're going to say they're going to stop their auto ship. So don't be that person. Instead, be in constant contact with them. Be their number one source, their number one cheerleader. You are here cheering them on through their Thrive experience and beyond. If you want to continue to have customers that add new items onto their auto ship every single month, that are constantly sharing with other people, you have to be in touch with them. You have to be talking to them. You have to be their touch point. Okay. And making sure also, like, remember how I was telling you guys, I kind of have a schedule. And those of you that were with us last January at the retreat, I ran through my monthly calendar and my weekly calendar. And one of the things that I shared with people who were there is how I set up my quarters. Okay. So we have 4 quarters in the year, and each quarter has 3 months. So let's just review January, February, March, for example, because I kind of screwed up on my October, November, December format. Because I ended up wanting to send out that Thanksgiving card. So instead, let's talk about January, February, March. What if you set up every single quarter to be similar? So the first month of every single quarter, if there's a new product, you're sending out a sample of that new product, or at least telling your customer about that product, right? So a conversation might sound something like this, like, Hey, Melissa, I hope you're having a great New Year's. And, I'm so excited to touch base with you and hear about your holidays. How are you doing? I also wanted to make sure that you knew your auto ship was coming up and there's an amazing new product that replenishes and hydrates you. Would you like to hear more information about our new product called Thirst? Right? So I'm reaching out to her, connecting, and I'm sharing your product. That's month one. Month two would probably be me doing something kind for them. So whether that's sending them something in the mail or popping $5 into their account and letting them know I'm thankful for them, or just even going and commenting on their newsfeed, just something where I'm connecting with them in a personal way, right? Then the month three, again, I'm probably bringing up some kind of new item because by then we've had something new again. So I'm just making sure that I stay in a consistent format where I'm not always just talking about Thrive with them, but that I'm also reaching out about other things. Okay. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. These were my 7 tips for best customer service, customer attrition. If you guys have any questions, I can answer them. If not, we're done. Oh, Amber said, if they're not comfortable posting or coming up with a post, say, that's okay. Can I make one with you? Can I make one up with what I know about how you're feeling and tag you? Yeah, that's awesome. For sure. Or sometimes I'll just say, yeah, if they're not comfortable coming up with the post, I usually make it for them and then they post it. And if they're not comfortable posting, then I just ask, like, well, can you instead just text me these things that you're feeling? And then can I use that text on my stories? And I mean, almost everybody says yes. I think I've had one person ever say no, and that's because she was in another company where she really shouldn't have been using Thrive. So that's usually the only reason somebody would say no.
And I usually add to that, Blair, like the reason I want to do this is I want to have some of your friends take a look at this because the ultimate goal is to help you thrive for free. Yeah. And when your friends can see it, I can help answer and support those questions they're going to have. And hopefully next month, we're not going to be paying for this.
So good. And you guys also hear what Amber said, that was dropping a hint for the business, because guess what? You're the person who's going to be helping them through the business. So once they see how simple and easy it was to get there too, by just going live with you or having a post with you, then it's an easy conversation of, okay, listen, before these 2 people order, you can see you have a lot of people that are asking questions. That means they're interested. So let's talk a little bit. Are you open about hearing how you can make money and thrive for free, or do you just want to thrive for free? Right? So you've already dropped that hint. It's an easy conversation.
I told Kelly Hoover, I said, you're getting some traction, you're getting some attention. So either you're going to earn the money or I am. What do you want to talk about? And she was like, tell me how I can earn money.
That's a good one.
I have a quick question, Blair. You look awesome, by the way.
Thank you.
So pretty.
Thank you.
And your energy level is like same as before. It's incredible.
Yeah, all day it is. If you saw me at night, you wouldn't say that, but okay. It's all day, which is pretty amazing. I'm so thankful.
Okay, one quick question. So we've created a lot of free accounts because of this boost. So people who are watching it, Lavelle videos and getting into your conversation, but not ready to bite the bullet and purchase. And I want to make it like exciting so they could purchase something. So the tips this morning from Amber was like incredibly helpful. But for those who are not still, and do you invite them to the customer group if they say yes, and then they could just browse like shopping, like browsing kind of?
Yeah. So I just say to them, hey, we have this amazing group where we give health and wellness ideas and tips, but we also share more about our products. So it's a great place to be a fly on the wall. And actually coming up is going to be our 12 days of giving. So you might even earn some stuff for free just by simply, being part of it. So I'd love to add you in. And I've never had anybody say no to that either, unless they're not on Facebook.
And it's not too much if you tag them.
No.
When something like 12 days.
See it.
Okay. Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
And I get them used to that tagging thing too. By once they said yes, they want to be in, and I added them in and they're in their group, I say, I just tagged you on our welcome video at the top, or I just tagged you in this. Like I tag them in something that I think that they would be interested in. Then they're used to that tagging, because remember, guys, not everybody's used to being on Facebook for business like we all are. So most people don't even know how to check their notifications for things that they're tagged in. So I walk them through that. I say, hey, I just tagged you on this video about Blast because you were asking me about immune support. And that's inside of the group. So if you go to your notifications, you'll see Blair tagged you inside of, And if you click that, it'll take you right there. So now they know to be looking at notifications, or at least they understand what it is, where, you know, if they're not in a business, they might not know.
Perfect. Thank you.
You guys, I love that Tony asked that question, because I think sometimes we forget what the customer group's for. It's actually more important that you have your potential customers in there and people who are just looking, even more than your customers. I think it's great that the customers are in there too, because they're getting more information, they're getting validation, and you're encouraging, hopefully, your customers to invite others. But it's even more important that your potentials are in there. So I will give you guys this push that you have from now until December 2nd to start inviting in there like crazy for the 12 days of giving. And you want to make sure you do that. I'll remind everybody tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's our team huddle about being thankful for Lavelle. And I will remind at the end of that to make sure that you're inviting to the customer group like crazy, because it's an easy invite right now to say, hey, I'd love to invite you to my health and wellness group that I'm a part of. We're doing 12 days of giving, and you could win some amazing gifts. Not only could you win health and wellness items, but also $25 to Amazon. We're going to be having a blast. You don't want to miss it. Anything else, guys? All right. Thanks, you guys, for joining. This will be up in the units.